Welcome everyone to the live stream. This is going to be awesome tonight. We're going to be live for about an hour and a half, just so everyone knows like the kind of live stream we're going on to. So we hit a special milestone on our channel on Saturday, Saturday the 10th. I want to say 10th. Yes, Saturday, July 10th, we hit a special milestone. I'm super excited for it because honestly, when I started this YouTube channel, I thought we would help just one person out there come out of the closet a little bit easier, and I've said that on my show a lot of times now. But it's true. I mean, like, when I started this whole thing, I wanted for there to be one kid out there that I had some effect on, and I wanted to make the world a little bit better place for all. And I had the concept for this entire TV show on the way home from a Pride event in Washington D.C., which is why I'm wearing this shirt today. And I thought, hey, there's not any YouTubers out there doing this. There's really no LGBTQ education in our schools. There's no education that is provided online too much unless you're willing to do just hundreds of hours of research. And this isn't available out there. So I'm like, well, we need to provide that. We need to be the place that offers that little bit. And when I started the show, I thought, hey, we'll have 10 episodes in season 1. We really didn't have any idea of it being a season yet because it was supposed to just be 10 episodes done. That was all we were budgeting for. That's all this channel was ever supposed to be. And then basically beginning of what was it, 2017 or something like that. Beginning of 2019. I was challenged by someone very close to me, and they said, "Oh, hey, are you doing this entire YouTube channel just to find a boyfriend? Are you doing this entire channel just to gain fame or money or whatever?" And I'm like, first off, this channel doesn't make money. You know, we didn't have monetization back then. We didn't have anything, you know. And I'm like, really, I took it as a huge offense that they thought this was just for fame for me. And it's like, I never wanted to be famous. That's not, that wasn't my main goal in doing this channel, you know. And so I decided to create another couple episodes, and I wanted to do like a Pride Flags and What They All Mean episode, which has now got about 950,000 views on our channel, you know. So thanks to someone challenging me, we ended up getting almost 1 million views on a video and beginning season 2 of the show. And I honestly just thought, you know what? Because of everything that's happening in my life right now, I just want to create content. I want to help more people. Because at the time, I was just breaking up with my ex-boyfriend after 7 months relationship. And I'm like, you know what? I need to just work on helping more people out there. And so I did. And season 2 went okay. You know, we really didn't get that many new subscribers. It was mostly like, I think by the end of season 2, it was maybe 100 or 200. I had to check that here. The end of season 2, we had, end of season 2, we had less than 500 subscribers. It was far less than 500. Probably it was around like 300 or 400 people watching the show at that time. So really not that many, but I was also still very, very excited about it. Like, I'm like, hey, you know, I wanted to help just one person out there, and then I ended up helping like 300. You know, that's awesome, you know? And then we hit 2021. No. Then we hit 2020, which basically I knew was going to be a difficult year for us to create content, but we started off season 3, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just continue making more videos. Let's just continue helping more people, you know? And then the pandemic hit. So March 11th or something, March 10th, 2020, I lost my one job. So out of the 2 jobs I had, I lost one of them completely. The other job that I had was working for my own company, and within a week of the pandemic hitting, the Pennsylvania, which is where our show is broadcasted from in the United States, and the United States Department of Health both said you cannot do large events, you cannot do these massive events that my company does. I mean, like, my company is a videography, lighting, sound, staging. Like, we do large events every single weekend, sometimes even like 6 events in a weekend. And so I knew, hey, here's me a situation where we gave up, I think within a week, we gave up about $10,000 of business. And then within another month or so, we gave up $20,000 more. Like, it was insane how much money we were losing in a matter of a month, you know? But I decided, you know what? Because we were losing so much money, I was just going to create content. I knew safety was key over everything else. As a business owner, I knew I had to put my customers and their guest safety first, and that has always been number 1 for me over profits. I don't care about profits when it comes to safety of my customers and their guests of the shows. And so I was like, hey, we just lost $20,000 to $30,000 in a month, but you know what? People are losing their lives, so it's nothing in comparison, you know. And so right away, we ended up just creating a plethora of episodes for season 3 of the show. And what you saw in the beginning of season 3 was just doubling down on just hoping that we were going to help as many people as possible in the first couple months there. We ended up by June 1st of 2020, getting 1,000 subscribers. So 1,000 subscribers meant we finally had monetization on the channel. We had access to the community tab and talking to you without videos. We had all of these sorts of different things, merchandise availability, so we can put merchandise on all of our videos. We had such a wide range of things to do. Plus, YouTube decided to sponsor our channel in June of 2020. And it was insane. All of a sudden, like, YouTube's contacting us, and I'm like, wait, what? You know, like, you want to sponsor us? Like, you're YouTube, like the company YouTube. And they decided to shout us out and make a big deal out of our channel, and I was over the moon. My family decided to do it. There is a super chat button if you would like to use it. I hear that in the comments here. Is it next to the donate button? Do you have it? There is a donate button. It's the super chats. They're available on this live stream. Also, we have memberships, which is the join button down below next to the subscribe button. So if you want to help us make new content in the future, as well as get some behind-the-scenes access to bloopers, outtakes, all that kind of stuff, every single episode, you can join down below. And then once you join, be sure to check out our community tab. Every single time we post an episode on this channel, we're also posting a post on our community tab for our paid members, and that way you get to see the bloopers, outtakes, and behind the scenes of the episode that just aired. So just keep that in mind. A lot of the members don't actually check the community tab to see the behind the scenes stuff, and a lot of them don't click over to that. They just support what we do, which we really, really appreciate. But just want to let you know it's available there. Also, super chats do help us in making future content. But yeah, I mean, basically, right away, we ended up trying to do 3 episodes a week, plus YouTube's partnership and sponsorship there was incredible for us. We grew 10,000 subscribers in a month. And I was just blown away. I'm like, I was trying to help one kid, and now I'm helping 10,000 people, and then, what was it? By the end of the year there of 2020, as horrible as 2020 was, by the end of the year, December 14th of 2020, we finally hit 20,000 subscribers. We doubled that number again. So we kept on just doubling these numbers, and we're like, what is going on here, And then by April 20th of this year, we hit 25,000 subscribers. So that was another milestone for us behind the scenes. Paul Tuckett, the gray square with the $sign in it. Awesome. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, Paul. That helps us so much more than you know. But I mean, with all the content that we created over the years, it's like, I mean, we've gotten views on it, we've gotten subscribers and stuff, but what really is most important to us is the fact that we've provided education to over 3 million people directly at this point, and we also have provided education. We're currently in coordination with the Department of Education of Pennsylvania, and they are going to start using the Pennsylvania, or start using Powered by Rainbow's content as their education for LGBTQ people in all schools. So we are literally going to be training them on how to teach LGBTQ education in all schools in Pennsylvania. Our content here has that effect now. We're at the point that we're starting to actually change the way the entire United States and Pennsylvania Department of Education does things, which is just insane. Because that was my main goal in the beginning of like that's education that I never had as a child. And I was in a classroom not learning anything about how my love will work someday. And in a lot of ways, I look back and I'm like, why did it take me, I counted it, 9,306 days to come out of the closet? Why did it take me 9,000 days to finally start living my life and start loving who I was meant to love? And I've had, a couple bad boyfriends at this point in my life, and then now I am in a long-term relationship with a very awesome man named Michael, who I just literally got back from the weekend with him all weekend. It was so nice. Yeah, he got me flowers. It was so nice. I love it. See beautiful flowers. Oh, yeah. So he got me flowers. I get to smell them now all week. But yeah, it's so nice because I love him with my whole heart, and I can finally say that on a stream. Last time I was on a live stream talking about him, I wasn't able to say I love you yet because we didn't say it in person yet, and I wanted that to be first. But now I get to say it because now we're very, very open about it. I mean, it's weird because I spent all weekend with him, and I had another first happen in our relationship and in my life on Saturday, literally about an hour after we hit 50,000 subscribers. So, I mean, for a long time there, you have to realize I was very sad that, hey, things are looking up on the channel, but I didn't have a boyfriend. For a long time there, I was trying to pour my heart into this channel because I felt so lonely in my life that I thought maybe I can help someone else come out of the closet a little easier. Maybe someone will have it easier and less lonely of a life than I have. And for a long time there, I thought, I'm never going to find a guy that's okay with what I do for a living. And there's going to be so many people that are afraid of me being a YouTuber and having access to 50,000 people in a tweet, you know. There's a lot of people that aren't okay with that, shockingly. And I thought I would forever be alone because of this channel, but I wanted to continue this work. I thought this was more important because you have to realize, for me, Power by Rainbows is much bigger than me. It's much bigger than any of us. It's much bigger than 50,000 people. Like, the effects this channel will have, like my producer, we were on a video call the other day with all the producers, and my producer just says, like, yeah, you hit 3 million views, you know, and we hit 50,000 subscribers now, you know. But do you even realize that's not even half of it? Like, the ripple effects this show and this education will have go far beyond that. Like, 50,000 of you is amazing, but now 50,000 of you have this education, and you're going to go on to make changes, and you're going to go on to help the world in much more incredible ways, in your local towns and in your borough council meetings, in your cities and states, and in your countries, wherever you're from in the world. You're going to go on and do much better things, and this world is going to be 10 times more amazing in 10 years from now because of you all, and partly thanks to the education we provided here. And I genuinely had to step back and realize, like, this is much bigger than me. It was always bigger than me. Like, there are a lot of YouTubers out here. And I hear you in the comments saying, bro, you deserve like 10 million subs. I never looked at the sub count and thought, you know, we should have a certain number. I can care less of the number, but I also I'm going to celebrate when we have a milestone. But there are so many channels on YouTube that I'm not going to say their journey was easy, because I have no idea what they had to go through to get where they are. But their content is much less meaningful. You know, when we see the PewDiePies of the world or whatever, it's like, yeah, his videos might be fun to watch and stuff like that, and they might be entertaining, but 20, 30 years from now, like, or 100 years from now when he's gone, is that going to be, are people going to remember who PewDiePie was 100 years from now, you know? Or will his content just be entertaining for the time being, you know? And that's a question that I can't answer. But I will say, here at PBR, the education we provide, first off, is accurate, but it also is now affecting how school districts and Department of Educations do things. And honestly, who can say that they've done that? Like, our team of 12 people has single-handedly showed the entire Pennsylvania Department of Education, with millions of employees, how to do their jobs. You know, who else can say that? And I'm so incredibly lucky that we're able to say that. And I'm so incredibly lucky that not just we're not just having an effect now, but we're having a ripple effect for years and years to come. Like generations into the future, will now know, will now have a much better world because of PBR. They may not ever know what Power Rainbows was. They may not ever know my name specifically as Professor Pride or as Matt Haslam, but they will have a better future and a better life because of what we've done here. And that means the world to me. And now I'm incredibly lucky where I get to spend my life with a man who supports me by my side, and I get to support his career as well, doing what he does. I was going to go live with him today, by the way. I was going to go live on Saturday with him to celebrate this monumental moment in our channel's history. But I was actually at his apartment this weekend, and his Wi-Fi is not that great in his apartment, so I'm like, I can't live stream from there, sadly. And he's willing to come on camera someday. It's just not going to be today. By the way, next weekend, if you're in town, we're going to be let's read some comments. Sure, let's do that. My mom is very supportive, and I have a sister who is LGBTQ as well. I just want to come out to my dad and be done with this. Well, I mean, as long as your dad is accepting, you don't have to invite anyone to the party that you don't want to be there. Coming out is the first time in your life where you're able to only come out to certain people that will appreciate you and will love you no matter what. So test the waters. Maybe ask your sister and mom if your dad will be supportive, and then come out to them. But yeah, I mean, you're on your way, and I'm really proud of your journey so far, and I'm really proud of you. I just hope that the whole world accepts you just the way that we do here at PBR. We want to provide the education so that the world is a better place for you to come out to. So, you taught me a lot of things I didn't know before. I now have a better understanding of my own sexuality and the LGBTQ community. Thank you. Well, thank you for saying that, Centurify. Sorry. Thank you so much. It is amazing to have all of you here, by the way. Like, this is surreal to me. Richard Smith says, how was your latest date? It was incredible. I can only tell you parts of it because there's a certain level of a relationship that's meant to remain private. But I will tell you, it was the best weekend of my entire life. Friday we went to a bar together. I'm not a big bar guy. I don't like bars at all. I don't like drinking. But we went to a gay bar, and it just felt so accepting, and I loved that aspect of it. Then, what was it? I mean, yeah, most of the weekend we just cuddled, and that to me is like, I mean, I mean, cuddling is just as important in a relationship. It was a great weekend. It just, like, it was raining out, so we decided not to go many places, but it was awesome, and I think I think cuddling is, you have to balance things in a relationship where there are times you want to go out and do a lot of things. There are times you want to just stay in and watch a movie. And we watched Love Victor on Hulu for a little bit this weekend because he has Hulu and I don't. I never was able to watch Love Victor as a TV show, and I'm like so in love with it. Like I was in love with Love Simon, but I never had Hulu to watch the follow-up TV show Love Victor. But I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. Why haven't I downloaded Hulu yet? So yeah, so now I get to go to his place and watch Hulu and watch Love Victor. But he tried to scare me with a couple scary movies, but it was a nice weekend, and we cooked dinner for each other and breakfast for each other all weekend, and he's a good cook, so I love that. But it was nice to just sit back, and that's why I like going to his place or whatever, because it's like I don't have to think about work, and can just be like, hey, this is my personal time now. I can enjoy my moments with him, and that's it, you know. What else did we do this weekend? I feel like we did other things, but we went for ice cream. That was nice. But oh, and he took me on a tour of his entire hometown, and he showed me where all the different places where he lived in his life. And next weekend I get to do the same thing with him, to show him where I lived. But it's just it's really nice because it's like it kind of works out where next weekend I will be in the area I grew up in, which I'm rarely in anymore, because I'll be at the Pottsville Pride event in Pottsville, PA, on July 17th from noon to 8 p.m. I'll be there. My entire crew will be there. So if you're in Pottsville, PA area next Saturday, July 17th from noon to 8 p.m., stop by the Pottsville Pride in East Side Park in Pottsville. You'll get to see me there. Becca's going to be there. So Rebecca Liptok, one of the producers on the show. You'll get to see Chris Krasnuski, who's one of the other producers and writers for the show. And you'll get to see the yeah, Chris Krasnuski, who helps write the show. He's going to be a camera operator that day for us. You'll get to see David Moore, who's a producer of the show and the Pennsylvania Quality Project president. You'll get to see Mike Johnson, who's a producer of our show, also one of the admins of the Schuylkill County LGBTQ Club. You'll get to see AJ, who's one of the other admins of the Schuylkill County LGBTQ Club, and you'll get to see Gene Haslam, who is the safety coordinator and travel advisor for PBR here. So you'll pretty much get to meet almost the entire team of PBR if you come there in person. So you get to see all of that at the Pottsville, PA Pride event this Saturday, July 17th from noon to 8 p.m. I hope to be coming to other countries. Wait. Okay, sorry. Get a partner that can cook. Yes, oh my God. Oh, he's cooked so well. Okay, let me show you something. Well, I mean, I did get a flat tire this weekend, but, you know, that's besides the point. On my car. That kind of sucked. But, and I'll admit that was a bad moment. But, okay, so, like, he made turkey, stuffing, broccoli, yams, bread, and something else. I can't remember. But it was really, really good. And then we had eggs, sausage, and toast for breakfast pretty much every day. Because you know us gay people, we like our sausage. What flavor ice cream did you get? I got a hot fudge sundae. He got peanut butter covered vanilla, I think. He likes peanut butter. But the cool part is, like, he fully accepts me as a furry, so he's just like, hey, like, the ice cream shop we went to was right next to an animal, like, hospital, and he's like, hey, do you want me to go over and get you some, like, flea powder? Because I noticed you itching your head a little bit this weekend. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I love those kind of jokes. Those kind of jokes are the best, that he accepts me for that. But yeah, get yourself a man that can cook. That is an awesome partnership where we can both cook. I made tacos this weekend for him, because we just kind of, like, switch out the cooking, and that was kind of nice. Before I came out to my mom, she said she accepts the LGBTQ community, and when I came out, she said, but I wanted a daughter. She didn't even use my preferred name. We only have one pronoun. That is pretty shitty. I'm sorry. Like, they shouldn't say that they accept LGBTQ and then go, oh, well, except if it's my child. Like that. That irks me, but I'm so sorry that that happened to you, and I'm glad you can be accepted here fully. And we will use your preferred name, um, and your preferred pronouns. That's a definite here. Um, I notice you use the seven spectrums. Sorry, I notice you use the seven spectrums things a lot. What do they all mean, and are there any tests to see where you fit in each spectrum? I will answer that in just a moment. Let me scroll through the rest of these really fast on the chart here, and I'll come back to that because it's a longer one. Will you ever be coming to Ireland, my dude? You can certainly get your Pride events near you or your school districts or wherever to have us come in. We fully are prepared to go anywhere in the world except for a homophobic country that would kill us. We're fully prepared to go there, and we just need for an organization like a Pride event or a school to bring us in and pay for our plane ticket there. So I'm more than willing to fly out to anywhere and visit and do a meet and greet. By the way, if you come this weekend to the Pride event in Pottsville, I will have some markers on me, so I can sign whatever merchandise you guys have. Gene Haslam, do you have a sibling? No, Gene, Gene, is my father, actually. He's our travel advisor and safety manager because there is no one in the world that wants to keep me safe more than my father, so he is in charge of security and safety for all of our events. So he's the guy I've been entrusting with my life since the day I was born, so I figure no other person in the world is better at that job than him, and he has professional training in safety. And he's gone to classes and got certified in a lot of different things. So he'll be there to help us out as well. Wait, will you do a tour to all the world and meet all your subs? We are on tour as of this Saturday. So this Saturday is the first stop on our tour. We're going to have stops. Where is it at? We will be stopping at Knoebels Grove in Elysburg, PA, I believe it is, at their Pride Picnic 2021 on August 14th. We'll be attending the Reading Pride celebration in Reading, Pennsylvania on August 22nd. We'll be attending there. Plus, we're adding dates constantly to this tour. So if you happen to see us, see an organization that would like to bring us in, have them get in contact with us using our email address on our About page here on YouTube, or contact us at info@prideclassroom.com. We're more than willing and more than happy to come out and see you in person. But we don't have the budget to just tour the world on our own budget. America, Pennsylvania, how good is that to live in while being LGBTQ? Okay, it's okay. I mean, I get to have my boyfriend and hold his hand and kiss in public, and no one really cares. But it's also like, hey, there are times this country is a little homophobic with, a former president, Donald Trump. But we get better, and hopefully we'll have the Equality Act soon to help us even more. So 27 Shammy says, congrats on 50K with a $5 donation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Means so much to us. You're amazing. Going to sleep soon, just stopping in to say hi. Congrats on 50K. Thank you so much. I am also a furry. Furries are magical beings. Don't underestimate the furries. You're totally right. Furries are awesome, and I am totally a furry. I'm very, very happy to be a puppy, and my boyfriend is very accepting of the fact that I'm a furry, so he's completely cool with me saying, like, ooh on dates, or, like, when we're on a date, if I, like, bark or something like that, or if we're at a park together. I made a joke to him the first time before we went on a walk, and I put my collar around my neck, and I had a leash, and I had it in my mouth, and I'm like, walkies? And he's just, like, laughing his ass off, and ever since then, every time he wants to go out anywhere, he's like, walkies? And I'm like, yes. So he completely accepts me, and it's a really good relationship. So I am madly in love with him, and I'm just going to simp on him for another 23 minutes during this entire broadcast. So anyway, magical furries. But going back to our former question here, you made a rainbow of frozen custard for Pride Month. That's awesome. Going back to the other question that we had here before, the 7 spectrums thing. Yeah. So what do they all mean, and are there any tests to see if you fit into each of the spectrums? Yeah. You have earned the achievement 50. Oh, there's more moderators here. Thank you. 50 rainbow buds get 50k subs. I like that. So the thing about the 7 spectrums thing, right? Spectrums of orientation here. So you know what? I'm going to do this because it's a lot easier to get to my channel. I'm just going to go to our science of being gay class. Because I know it's in there somewhere. That way I can actually show you on the screen what I'm talking about. Don't tell me it's not in there. Did my editor not put it in? Hey, how we all doing? I hope you all having a good weekend, because I certainly had a I had the best weekend of my life. I know it's in this one. Okay, I'll go to this one. All right, so face cam with camera and display. There we go. Oh, sorry. I'll do this. So this is the 8 spectrums of humanity. So the first is your gender identity. I'll do this to make it easier. So the first is your gender identity, and so there's millions and millions and millions of combinations of gender identity here. You can be non-binary, you can be female, you can be male, you can be agender, you can be anywhere in between any of these. You can be gender fluid and move throughout your entire life here. You could be, anywhere on this entire spectrum, and it's perfectly valid according to science, according to thousands of scientific studies, and according now to a scientific law even. Your gender is valid, so don't worry about that at all. Scientifically speaking, you are valid. Now, the 7 spectrums of orientation here also, and people get this confused all the time. It's like gender identity and then sexual orientation. Like, we in the community, we say SOGI all the time, which is sexual orientation and gender identity, right? And we even use acronyms like LGBTQ, which some people think that are not educated on this kind of stuff because they're new to it or because they were never taught in school. They think maybe if you're a lesbian, you also have to be trans because the LGBTQ have this acronym that always goes together. And it's like, no, that's not the way it works. But you could be transgender, and you could also just be a lesbian as well. For instance, one of my good friends is a trans female and attracted to other females. And so that is technically lesbian, you know? And it's like, okay, you know? Like, you can be both, but you could also be one or the other, or you could be neither. You know, perfectly valid no matter what there. But as far as the 7 spectrums go, people do get it confused sometimes because it's rarely talked about, but it's important to note that when we talk about sexual orientation, this is the one that most people think of. of are you sexually attracted to males, females, non-binary people, or no one? So in the middle here would be what's called asexual. So you have no sexual attraction to anyone, right? Now, most people would define their sexuality here, right? But the truth is there's 6 other spectrums that you can be on all at the same time. So a straight person, like a guy, a straight guy might say, I'm only attracted to females. So mine's right there, right? Which for me, I'm gay, so I'm a cisgender male, and I'm attracted to only other males. So mine is right here on this little scale, right? But here's where people get confused on these 7, and here's how my best explanation of the other 6. So this is what we always think of, but when it comes to other stuff, you could be attracted to other people in other ways. So, for instance, physical here, right? Now, physical a lot of times does go along with sexual attraction, right? Now, for me, I am a demisexual. So, basically it means I am only attracted to other males, but that's after an emotional connection with that person is already formed. So, I have to be in a relationship with someone for a good length of time, get to know them really well, and start to fall in love with them in order for that sexual attraction to even be present. So technically I am right here, but this doesn't show up until I'm already emotionally attracted to them first, right? So sometimes being demi means that one of these relies on another factor, right? Now, and here's where physical comes in. So physically, I'm attracted to other males as well, but I'm not sexually attracted to them until an emotional connection is formed. So yes, while technically I am right there, and I am right there on this scale of being physical and sexually attracted to only other males, the sexual part is only defined after an emotional connection to that person is formed first. So we need this other spectrum right here to define who I'm physically attracted to as well. It's just how some people are wired. Some people, on the other hand, are sexually attracted to males and physically attracted to everyone on this spectrum. That's perfectly fine too, you know. So sometimes these are different. It's just a matter of how you define them, and I'll get into how you define them in just a second. Mental attraction. So mentally, who I want to basically have a conversation with, right? Who am I going to learn from and be able to talk at a dinner table with, right? So for me, even though I am physically and sexually attracted to other males, right, on the mental scale here, technically, I mean, I have a mental attraction to males, females, non-binary folks, and also asexual or agender folks. So for me, I'm all across this entire spectrum here for mental. But if you are very, very antisocial, and you're mentally not attracted to anyone at all, then you'd be right here in the middle. Sensually. Sensual is like touching, kind of like who would you want to cuddle with or hold hands with, or hug, so on and so forth. This would be that scale. So for me, I'm only attracted to other males in that way. Aesthetically is like, let's get the pure definition of aesthetic here so I don't mess it up. So aesthetic means concerned with beauty or the appreciation of beauty. So I'm attracted to other males, again, in that category, but I can recognize when a woman is beautiful as well, or non-binary NB is beautiful as well. So technically I'm all over the place on this as well, but more towards the male side because I'm attracted to males physically. So those two are linked a little bit closely as well. And then romantic attraction, who I want to have a romantic relationship with. For instance, I am only attracted to other males and I only want a boyfriend, so technically right here. But let's say you're bisexual. Let's just make it easier and say that you're bi, right? So you might be sexually attracted to males, but romantically attracted to females, or sexually attracted to no one, but you're romantically attracted to non-binary. Again, all perfectly valid. It's just a matter of how your scales work there. Emotional, for a lot of people, they look at this spectrum of emotional and they say, hey, I'm only attracted sexually, physically, sensually, whatever else to males because I'm gay, you know? So obviously I would be only attracted emotionally to other males. Well, what about your friendships? Because I have female friends, I have non-binary friends, I have agender friends, you know? So where am I on this scale? You know, emotionally, I'm everywhere on this scale. My emotional attraction can go to anyone at all. And because my emotional attraction can go to anyone, and that doesn't matter to me emotionally if you're male, non-binary, or female, well, I'm technically somewhere near the center of this. And I'm attracted to I don't really have a preference here, you know? Where it might be slightly towards the male spectrum because, again, for males, I'm emotionally attracted to them for a longer term relationship, but overall, I'm all over the place for this one. So how you decide is basically just you look at this chart and you go, hey, where am in my life, in my relationships, how do I find myself? You know, when I look at, and let's say for me being a cisgender male, if I look at a picture of a guy, am I physically attracted to that? Like, am I sexually attracted to that? Am I mentally, so on and so forth? Like, think about your relationships in your life, how you want to define them, and that's where you are on this spectrum. But keep in mind, your spectrum can change over time, and that's perfectly valid too. There we go. All right. Now that we sort of defined that, let's go back and see all the comments since then. Oh my god. I want the rainbow taskbar. What taskbar? Oh, okay. So yeah, when you go to YouTube, right? You can actually, we have a video on our channel about it. I'll take you to it for a second here. So we have a video, early season 4 here. Camera and display here. How to turn your subscribe button rainbow. It was posted about 5 months ago, but it's this video right here. If you can see it, to the far right of your screen here. How to turn your subscribe button rainbow. That way you can actually turn your subscribe button. So anytime you see a YouTube logo or a subscribe button on a channel such as ours, you're going to see it changing colors the entire time as a rainbow. But because it changes colors, it's not necessarily one giant rainbow. So if you're closeted, your family isn't going to automatically go, oh my god, like they're gay, you know? It's not exactly that. And also it changes your time bar on the videos too. So it changes a lot of stuff there. But it's a plugin that you can add to your computer for free, and it's very, very reliant. And I've had it on my computer for a long time now, so it's pretty good. Happy 50K, Matt from Rebellious Pastry. Thank you so much, Rebellious, and thank you for being here. So mental is the gender you'd be friends with. Yeah, mental and emotional is pretty much who you would be friends with. You're right about that. Is there a test we can take? Not really. There's not really a test of like, oh, choose these things and it tells you where you are on this scale. It's just really, I mean, where you define that on the 7 spectrums on your scale, it's all up to you, and no one ever has to know where exactly you are on those 7. It's not like it's not like you walk around a pride event and people ask you, where are you on the 7 spectrums? Like, that's not a question that we ask. But it's also just, it's good to look at the 7 spectrums of sexual orientation, 7 spectrums of orientation, and the spectrum of gender identity. And it's the reason why we use spectrum a lot more is because looking at it from an outside perspective, if we call it, if we give you a line between pink and blue, right, then gotta go talk to you soon, Matt. Thank you so much for being here, Richard Smith, and thank you so much for being a member of our channel. Thank you. But when we look at gender especially, we don't want to define it as either pink or blue like a box of crayons. We want to showcase that it's a spectrum. You can be anywhere in this spectrum. You can be male, female, non-binary, agender. You can be anywhere in between, because defining it as a spectrum and this circular chart that I just showed you, it showcases that you can be anywhere in that entire chart or outside of that chart. It allows you to freely move between genders a lot more freely if you're gender fluid, and it helps people understand gender a whole lot more. Because think about it this way. As a child, you're taught, as a child, if you're a little girl, right, everything in your life revolves around pink, especially if you're in the western part of the world. Well, yeah, the studio tour was pretty cool. I love doing that. That was awesome. I like that so many people enjoyed that episode, because I get to show you my favorite part of making the show is working with the equipment. But, sorry, you asked a question 10 minutes ago, and would like to hear your opinion about it, if you have one, of course. What was your question from 10 minutes ago? Sorry. I was kind of in another question. But see, with the gender spectrum, a lot of times, if you're born if your sex assigned at birth is a girl, then you're given everything pink. If your sex assigned at birth is boy, you're assigned everything blue. And that's the way the world kind of works. If you're a boy who likes pink, oh wow, you're kind of crazy, you know. And the world looks down on you because of it. If you like Barbies as a little boy, people think that you're going to be gay someday. If you're a girl who likes G.I. Joe, or if you're a girl that likes blue, how dare you? And you're looked at as a tomboy girl. And such derogatory things as pink or blue, pink or blue. It's like, no, gender is a fucking spectrum. Like, get it through your thick skulls, adults. Like, gender is a spectrum. We're all on that spectrum. But no one's in any certain spot. It's like, you can't, I cannot tell you, here's where you are on that gender spectrum, and I can't tell you that you're going to stay there for your entire life. That's not up for me to decide. Gender is a spectrum, and it's okay to move on that spectrum. So the sooner we start defining it as a spectrum instead of pure binary definitions of there's only 2 genders, we hear that a lot from transphobic people. There's only 2 genders. No. Gender is a spectrum, because there's millions upon millions upon millions of gender identities out there, all of which are valid according to scientific research, according to scientific studies, and according to scientific laws. So that's the way the world works. It's a spectrum. It is not binary. And I'm tired of people saying that it's binary. Even though I'm a cisgender male, I'm tired of people calling gender a binary issue. So that's why we define the 7 spectrums of orientation and 1 of gender identity, and also 1 of gender expression as well, but that's besides the point. Is it possible to never find out who you are? Do I forever have to question my being? You don't have to define it any certain way by any certain time. There's no time limit to define your gender or sexual orientation or orientation in general. Labels are only for those who want labels. So it's okay if you never define who you are or who you love. It's perfectly fine. Like, it's perfectly valid. Tablet Energy had a question, but I haven't. Oh, I'm rewriting the question for you. Have you heard of Hungary's new law about not letting people under the age of 18 know about the LGBTQ? I've not heard of that. That's complete horse crap. What? Okay. That's an interesting topic that we'll probably end up covering on the show. Why are countries limiting fucking education? That makes no sense to me. Okay, so we're going to talk about this on Friday's episode more because it's already recorded and ready to publish. But and it's already scheduled. But there's this awesome definition of what we do as educators. And it goes to every aspect of education for LGBTQ+. Basically, the world shows you that, politics are dumb. You're right. The world shows you that gender is either pink or blue, right? And so just looking at gender here for a second, right, as a pure example, the same sort of thing could be applied to orientation as well. So when the world defines gender as either pink or blue, female or male, right? When you grow up, basically, people accuse YouTubers like us of pushing you to be a certain gender, or pushing you to come out as trans, or pushing you to any certain thing, right? And we're not pushing you to anything. We're helping you define terminology that you should know. We're helping you discover that the world is not pink or blue. The world is like a box of crayons. There's not just 2 crayons in that box. The world is a box of hundreds upon hundreds of colors of crayons. And here I am as an LGBTQ educator showing you that more to life exists outside of these 2 crayons that people forced onto you. And more specifically, if you were sex assigned at birth as a female, then the world forced onto you the pink color and said, you have to be a girl. You have to like certain things. You have to do certain things the way girls do. And it's like, then a YouTuber comes along and says, hey, there's more to life than just pink. There's more to life than just being a housewife. There's more to life than all of this other stuff that the world forced onto you as a child and said, this is how women act. This is how girls act. This is how you're supposed to be. This is what you're supposed to do with your life. Like, YouTubers come along and we educate you on things, and we give you that freedom to choose anything you want and say, hey, we're going to support you no matter what, and here's the terminology to define who you are and who you love. And then we get accused of pushing our agenda or whatever. It's like, it's called education, not pushing an agenda. It's education. Same thing for orientation. It's like, when I was younger, the word gay was used in a derogatory fashion for my entire childhood. And I kept having to say, you know what? No, I am gay, and that's perfectly fine. I want to kiss boys. That's perfectly fine. Like, because I was a boy, you know? Like, I had this huge crush on this guy named Alex, and I've always wanted to kiss him as when I was 11 or 12 years old, and he was 10 and 11 years old at the time. It's like, you know, I wanted to kiss him so badly, and people were saying gay in a derogatory fashion as my bullies, and I'm like, but why? I don't understand why, you know? Why is gay such a bad thing? Well, had I had the education to show me, you know what, scientifically speaking, you were born being gay, it's perfectly fine to be gay, and it's not even a sin in any major religion of the world to be gay, so then why are you using gay in a derogatory fashion? I have a problem with people using the F slur, the D slur, the T slur, the N slur, any of these, I have a problem with people using out in society, because it's like we shouldn't use sexuality, gender identity, or the color of your skin in a derogatory fashion. That's why is that acceptable? For anyone. Um. So, yeah, I mean, like, we're helping you understand who you are and who you love a little better, and understand that it's perfectly valid. That's our job. But there are a lot of people out there that are like, oh, how come you push your agenda? And I hate it. But we're pushing education. That's what we're pushing. Straight people show off their relationships in public and then are angry at same-sex couples for doing the same. You're completely right. I've watched so many shows when I was a child of straight couples having sex on screen. I've watched so many shows where, James Bond gets to, just go from woman to woman, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I wasn't turned straight by it. So then all of a sudden a movie like Love, Simon comes out, and there are millions of people just fuming over the idea of there being a gay character in a show or on a movie screen. It's like, in the entire movie, keep in mind, when the movie Love, Simon came out, right? At the very end of the movie, Simon ends up kissing his crush on a Ferris wheel. One kiss. The entire movie. One kiss on a Ferris wheel at the very end of the movie. And millions of people were like, oh my God, this entire film company just needs to just go away. We need to cancel them. How dare they put a gay couple? Like, keep in mind, in the theater right next to you was a movie called James Bond, that James Bond had like 7 or 8 different women that he was having adult fun times with, and y'all were fine with that movie. Like, how? Jeez, like, it's baffling to me how far a straight character can go on screen or in our songs on the radio, and yet when we're talking about a gay couple, it's like you even remotely hint to the fact that a gay couple's kissing, and boom, people are trying to cancel you. People have tried to cancel our show here, and I'm like, yo, it's a show of gay positivity. We're helping kids understand how normal they are. We're saving people's lives. Like, oh my God, how dare we, Like, people have messaged me of, how come you have a picture of Michael and you kissing in one of your thumbnails? Oh no, like, we're a gay couple. We've been going out for about a month now, and we're very happy together. Like, I love him with my entire heart. He loves me. We spend every single moment we can together, and we love each other, and like, we're planning out the rest of our lives together, and I think he's the most gorgeous and beautiful man inside and out. I think the only thing more beautiful than his looks is his personality and his soul. And honestly, like, I've never met anyone like him, where they care that much to go and get flowers before I get to his house, And it's just like, how dare you think that my love isn't real because I love another man, And, oh my God, like, what I hate about it is, it's like, yeah, okay, so Michael and I might do things in private together. It's like, but we're in private, and we're consenting adults, and who the hell cares? Like, outside of that bedroom or wherever, like, we're not shoving our relationship in it. Like at the movie theaters, the the first night we said I love you, which by the way, uh, I I could play guitar, but the night after our last live stream, we went on another date together, and we went to a restaurant for dinner, and then we went to the movie theaters to watch a movie called A Quiet Place. It's a scary movie, great movie by John Krasinski from The Office TV show as well. There, so it was kind of cool because we actually went to see the movie A Quiet Place in Scranton, Pennsylvania, where the Office TV show is like from. So that was kind of cool. But that was kind of neat. But the entire movie, he put his arm around me and he like kissed my forehead every time a monster appeared on screen, and I got really scared because I do not like scary movies, and he knows this. So he takes me to as many scary movies as possible because he knows I'm gonna cuddle up next to him. Anyway, he told me in this dark theater, no one gives a crap what we do. No one gives a crap that he has his arm around me. No one cared. Like, we didn't bother anyone. We didn't ruin anyone else's night, but we had a great time together, And I said to him a long time ago, I'm willing to do anything in public that any straight couple can do in public. So if I want to hold your hand, I should be able to hold your hand. I've had exes that push my hand away because they were deeply not okay with being gay in public. And I'm like, well, sorry, I don't want to be with that, I want to be like any straight couple, but I want to be with a guy, Like, I should be able to love the way the world is supposed to love, openly and proudly. And I want to be proud of my boyfriend as hell. I want to be proud as hell of my boyfriend in public because that's who I'm with. That's who I love. That's the only person whose opinion matters to me. So, Scranton, Pennsylvania makes me think of the song 30,000 Pounds of Bananas. Okay. It's a situation where that's the night where we said I love you in person for the first time to each other, and it was beautiful, and it was this, do you listen to any LGBTQ artists, like musical artists? Troye Sivan, Grayson Chance, Connor Franta as a poet, Michael Bronsky as a literature writer. Yeah, a lot of artists I listen to. But it's a situation where those kind of things, like a kiss or holding hands or him holding me in his arms, like that sort of thing, it's fine for us to do in public because you know what? A straight couple can do it and no one complains. So why shouldn't we be able to do that as well? That's my opinion. Now, when it comes to other moments in our relationship, yeah, fine. I don't think we should do those in a movie theater or in, at a restaurant. I don't think that's okay. But I also don't think it's okay for a straight couple to do those things in a restaurant or whatever, Like, there's a reason why we have his apartment or my house, and, like, there's a reason why we have cars and, like, places to go. And, like, when we're going on vacation, we're going on a vacation in October, I believe, to... sorry if I'm getting a little bit blushed right now. Anyway, it was a great weekend. Best weekend of my whole life. Anyway, so then it's like we're planning a vacation in October. He invites me to a cabin in the woods in upstate New York that we're planning on going to. I love that idea. I've wanted to do a cabin in the woods in I've heard upstate New York is so nice for so many years, and for my entire teenage years, I've dreamed of going to a cabin with a boy I love, and it's just like he invites me, and he's just like, by the way, and I'm like, who the hell in my family did you talk to? Like, who told you this was a lifelong dream of mine? And he's like, no one. I just wanted to go with you. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's a perfect vacation for me, just to like get away, get off the grid for a couple days. We can cook together. We can, go on little hikes around the cabin. Like for me, that's perfectly normal, and that's a dream vacation for me. But so if anyone wants to say, "Oh, this love isn't real for me," then screw off, because it's very real. Like my heart would absolutely be shredded right now if he texted and said we're over, which he wouldn't do. Hopefully. But right now he's at work from 3 to 11 p.m. So he's I'm very proud of him for what he does. And maybe someday he'll be okay with me sharing what he does for a living, but he does amazing work. So he's off doing that right now and having a good time. That's wrong. Everyone has a right to be addressed in whatever pronouns he, she, they wants. You're completely correct on that. And neo-pronouns if they want. If they prefer neo-pronouns, they deserve to be addressed by those as well. I like your merch. Stay strong, everyone. Awesome. Thank you so much. And my dad still doesn't believe that I'm gay, and he thinks that I can throw. That I can't know unless I've kissed a man. I knew I was gay long before I kissed a man. I knew at 11 years old that I was gay, and it took me until 25 years old to come out of the closet, and then it took me another 10, 11 months to kiss my first boyfriend, but I'm like, yeah, I knew I was gay for a long time before that. It was no question. And then it took me until I was 29 years old to have sex with a guy, and I just turned 29 like a week ago. Anyway, but it's like you can know for certain that you are your orientation so much earlier than people think. Now, I got a comment 3 days ago, I believe it is now, 3 days ago, where someone said to me, "Oh, you just haven't met the right girl yet." I'm reading that comment while my boyfriend is playing a game on his phone, and he's literally cuddled up in my arm, right, playing the game on his left hand. I'm scrolling through my comments on my right hand, and I'm just like, "Hey, honey, have I not met the right girl yet?" And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, I show him the comment. He's just like leans over and gives me a giant kiss, and we start like making out for a minute. And I'm just like, so yeah, I met the right boy. And it was just the funniest thing. I'm like, like if they want to keep coming after me and be like, "Yay, hey, you you just haven't met the right girl yet, so you don't know if you're gay." Like, no, I'm very certain that I'm gay. Like, so you can know at any age that you're gay or trans. Like, I've known people legitimately that know they are like, you don't have to know you're trans at 3 or 4 years old, but I've known trans people that know they are trans at 3 or 4 years old. So I know that it's valid even in those very early years, I know people that, like, generally speaking, the whole like orientation comes in later in life, so you don't really, because puberty doesn't come in until later in life, so you don't, like, when I first was attracted to Alex, who was my first ever crush in my entire life, I legitimately never had a crush up until that point, and all of a sudden I have this crush on this boy who's my best friend at the time, and I'm still friends with him, by the way. But it's like, and he knows, and he's like very, very happy for me. But it's like, these people are like, oh, you don't know that you're gay until later. And it's like, I knew at 11 years old, so yeah, it's fine, you know. But generally speaking, orientation, you don't know your orientation until later in life, because, or at least when you hit puberty, at whatever age that is, at 10, 11, 12 years old, because that's when you start to develop feelings for anyone, let alone who you're supposed to develop them for. So for me, that was for boys, you know. And I was 11, and I fell for a 10-year-old boy. Like, I was very much and falling for him, and I desperately wanted to kiss him and hold his hand and go on dates together. I looked at all of our camping trips together in Boy Scouts as like mini dates. And I'm like, one day we're just gonna, you know, have a house together, we're gonna have a dog, and we're gonna adopt some kids, and we'll be able to look back and tell them all about these little dates and camping trips we went on in the beginning of our relationship. And I really deeply looked at him as the first boyfriend I had, even though he had no feelings back towards me other than just friendship. But yeah. Maybe your dad is just confused on the definition of being gay. So maybe just define it for him of what it means to you. So, with all of that, I have to end the stream pretty soon here. So, I wanted to say thank you all for 50,000 subscribers. This is a major milestone. We are definitely still going to operate the show. We're still going to have weekly episodes. I want to hit 100,000 subscribers. We're halfway there now. So that's very, very exciting. I'm so excited for the future of this channel, for the future of our education here, and the ripple effects our show will have on the world. I'm so, so excited for what's to come, and I cannot express to you how happy I am for the show that we have and for the education we get to provide on a daily basis here. And I'm so excited that we get to have 3 million people watching the show now, hundreds of school districts across the world starting GSA clubs because of what they've learned here, helping more LGBTQ kids around the world than we've ever imagined. I know all of you out there will go on to do amazing things in your life because you'll take away what you've learned here, and you'll go, hey, if Matt, a guy that wasn't even out of the closet until it says 51,000, does it seriously? A guy who wasn't even out of the closet until, oh, it does say 51,000. So we hit 51,000. See, like, we're celebrating 50,000 subscribers Saturday, but Saturday I was still at my boyfriend's apartment and I couldn't live stream because his internet sucks. He wanted to be on camera and he wanted to say hi to y'all, but, you know, the internet didn't allow us to live stream. So he will be on the show probably in the future, but I know he wants to, and I want him to. I want y'all to say hi to him and stuff like that, but we're still very new in the relationship. Thank you so much, Paul Tuckett, for the rainbow unicorn. Thank you. I love rainbows and unicorns. I do love. So good. But it has been, when you hit 100,000, you should do a video of you unboxing your play button. That's a very real thing we probably will do. But you have to understand, when you hit 100,000, your play button doesn't come in right away. It takes about a month or two for a play button to arrive. So it might be a little bit after that, but yeah, we'll definitely do that video after we hit 100,000. For right now, we're just very, very happy being at 51, and we're more than halfway there, everyone. We're more than halfway there to 100. But your regards to my boyfriend. Thank you so much. But see, that's the thing. It's not about going to a certain, like, I definitely want to hit 100,000 subscribers. I want to hit 1 million. You know, like, yeah, that's what I dream of as a YouTuber. But as an educator, we're helping millions right now, and so I'm very, very excited for that. I'm very happy for what we have, and I'm very happy we get to help millions of people right now. So um, I love that you're all here, and I love how supportive you all are of the show, about what we're doing here, about the education. I love that you're learning so much, and you're teaching me so much as an educator, because this show isn't just about me going on camera talking for 20 minutes or whatever at a time. It's about learning from you all as well, because you have different experiences, different lives, different countries, and you live everywhere. So it's about learning from you as well. When you're close to 100,000, do a video with a countdown. I'll try to. I will try to. I was going to do a similar thing for 50,000, and then I realized, what was it? It was about midnight our time when I realized we were about to hit 50,000 on the channel. But I was in his apartment, and he was cuddled up, and he was already asleep in the middle of the night, and he's like on my arm, and I'm like, I can't live stream now. So I'll just live stream whenever I get back into town, you know? But hopefully by the time we hit 100,000, Ham and I will be moved in together, and, you know, maybe I'll be live streaming from our new studio. And maybe I'll be like, yo, yo, Michael, wake up. We're live streaming, like, now. Get downstairs. You seem to have a great natural glow now that you have a man in your life. Yeah, he does bring me a lot of happiness. So I needed a boyfriend. I really did. Just to take me away from all of this daily craziness in the office here. I needed a boyfriend to, like, calm me down and be like, yo, it's going to be okay, you know? And just be my time and away from things, but also be supportive of what I do for a living. And I needed to care for someone like I care for him. And so I've been with him for just about a month now. Our anniversary's on the 19th of July. So we'll be celebrating that day. But we'll be... Oh, actually, if you come to the Pride event in Pottsville, you'll see him in person. So that'd be exciting, too. So he's coming there. I'm not exactly sure what time he's coming there, but he's coming there to see me. So, yeah. So that'd be kind of cool. I love being in love. That is so much fun. But yeah, we definitely have a glow to me now. It's like, I'm happy, and I love making him happy, and I love that we get to spread this joy and this love around the world. How is the flag in the background doing? Doing good. It's a rainbow flag. It's so bright out right now. So it's kind of like just all white right now, but yeah. What time is it in America? Well, we're on the eastern coast of the United States, so it is 5:30 p.m. right now. Yeah. To be honest, glow sticks don't taste so... Oh my god, don't taste a glow stick. Milk bones aren't that bad, but I say that as a puppy. So it's 10:24 in England. Hi, England. Nice to see y'all. I hope you and your boyfriend live in prosper and joy. Oh, thank you so much. You know, he keeps doing things like this and getting me flowers. Then we're gonna be doing just fine. We're already doing just fine. But I gotta go fix my flat tire, y'all. And I gotta go pick up a t-shirt for next week's Pride event. And I gotta go pick up, I gotta go to a meeting for the Pennsylvania Equality Project and talk about what we're gonna be doing next year to help the LGBTQ community on a state level. So we have a lot of great meetings going on right now, a lot of great things happening all at the same time. And potentially a lot more funding for this show happening very, very soon, thanks to that Pennsylvania Equality Project deal that I'm attending tonight. My favorite candy is Kit Kat, and luckily for me, my boyfriend makes Kit Kat. So he gets to bring them home to me. I don't know how the hell I scored a guy that makes my favorite candy bar, but it's kind of cool. 50,000, that's awesome. I know, me too, I'm a bone lover. That's why my name is literally translated to bone lover. Monte dell'Osso in Italian. Oh my goodness, that's so precious. Oh, thank you. Can you recommend a specific playlist to educate a conservative family member? We are sharing our beliefs respectively and fairly. A great playlist would be on our channel. We just released this the other day, by the way. On our channel, there's a new playlist created called LGBTQ Basics. It's a playlist. I'll show it to you here. Sorry. No. There we go. Of the pride flags, our holidays, the gay hanky code, the actual code itself, understanding sexual orientation and gender identity. Another great one to use to show like the basics of things would be coming out playlist right here to show understanding it, tips for coming out, how to deal with homophobia and transphobia, if being gay is actually a sin, which it is not in any major religion of the world, what to prepare for after coming out scenes. Like this is a fairly old one, but it's great advice there. It's been going on for a long time. There are a lot of playlists that are, I guess, for that, but we haven't created one for families yet, specifically. So we'll have to work on that and get back to you. But I know we just created the basics playlist a couple weeks ago to help people that are brand new to everything go, like, what can I learn as fast as possible? Wait, what is the next Pride event? So July 17th from 8 to, July 17th, 2021 from noon to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Pottsville, PA at the Pottsville Pride Festival, which is located, which is going to be held at the East Side Park in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, United States. If you're there in person, you get to see myself. I'll get to sign whatever autographs you want there as well. You'll get to see our producers, Becca Liptalk, Mike Johnson, David Moore. You'll get to see Chris Krasnowski, who helps us rate the show, and is going to be a camera operator for the day. You'll get to see safety manager and tour manager, Gene Haslam. You'll get to see a whole bunch of great people there for a meet and greet, as well as you'll be able to see Michael, who is my boyfriend. He'll be there for a little bit during the day. I'm not sure exactly what time yet, but he'll be there to with me and to say hi to y'all in person. And then that entire Pride event on July 17th is going to be filmed in its entirety. And that entire Pride event will be broadcasted the following Saturday, July 24th. July 24th at noon Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be starting a premiere on this channel, on this channel, of the entire Pride event from Pottsville. We're going to be filming it on the July 17th and broadcasting it on July 24th in its entirety. So however many hours it goes, that's how many hours the premiere is going to go on July 24th. You'll get interviews with every single booth at the event. You'll get interviews with activists at the event that are there. As many interviews as possible, all going to be in that July 24th broadcast. Then, after that point, we will be attending the Knoebels Grove Pride Picnic on August 14th. That's Knoebels Grove in Elysburg, Pennsylvania. On August 14th, we'll be there in person. Michael and I will be there to celebrate. So come say hi. Then on August 22nd, we will be attending the Reading Pride Celebration in Reading, Pennsylvania. I'm not sure what times all of these are, but you'll have to look them up. Reading Pride Celebration in Reading, Pennsylvania on August 22nd. The Pennsylvania Equality Project, David Moore, myself, and a whole bunch of other people will be there in person to say hi, and you can meet us all. And then that will probably be broadcasted again the following Saturday. So we're kind of going with that schedule. But those are the three first official stops on our Professor Pride Tour 2021. We will be adding more dates as they become available, and as different Pride events or organizations reach out to us and have us come to their event or their school in person as the year goes on. So those are the first 3 official Pride events that I will be attending in person along with my team and along with Michael. Michael is definitely coming to this Saturday and the Knoebels Grove one. I'm hoping he'll be available to come to the Reading one as well, but I'm not 100% on that. Anyway, but that is where we are. That is the amazing week we've had. That is our 50,000 subscriber special. Thank you so much for joining us here and for joining our channel as we grew up from absolutely nothing, trying to help just one kid out there, to now helping well over 3 million and to over 50,000 subscribers now. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. I love you all. And yeah, sadly, I have to go for another meeting now, but I will see you all back here on Friday morning, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for a brand new episode called Corporate Queerbaiting. Corporate Queerbaiting. So that's going to be an exciting episode for y'all to enjoy. And then next week, I will see you all with another broadcast from Pottsville, Pennsylvania, the Pottsville Pride Festival. And the first stop on our Professor Pride Tour 2021 will be broadcasted on Saturday, July 24th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all so much for joining us. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below your LGBTQ-friendly thoughts, hit that rainbow subscribe button so you don't miss out on new episodes of the show, and share this video with others. If you like our content and want to support our education here at Powered by Rainbows, please consider becoming a member of our channel by hitting the join button down below to see exclusive behind-the-scenes content, bloopers, and extras, and also check out our merchandise store down in the description down below, and enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I'm your host, Professor Pride. Have a great day, everyone.